With Bonnie Blue up to some deeply disturbing antics once again, a streamer by the name of Amouranth creating beer using her vaginal yeast, yes, you heard me right there, and Alabar and CLA, two of England's most notorious TikTokers, just being incredibly odd individuals. There's a lot of weird stuff that's been going on TikTok recently, so we're gonna get started. The first thing that we're going to talk about is the fact that a streamer by the name of Amouranth, now you may know her, right? She creates content from, you remember the whole hot tub era of streaming? Yeah, she does that. But she recently got burgled, you know, she had people break into her house, she got pistol whipped, you know, and then apparently she rapped people and then they all ran away. She appeared on the Clickbait podcast, right, to talk about all of her experiences. But the weirdest thing that went on was when she brought out this beer, right, to promote it. And it's like a beer, but it's got one very special ingredient, a homegrown ingredient, in fact. It's called vaginal yeast. Yeah. What the yeah, I'm too early in the video to start swearing, but yeah, she created this and she gave it to the presenter who was asking the questions, the podcast host, to talk about like it and give it a try. And he tried it. I wouldn't be trying it, but he tried it.
Now I have beer from my yeast.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
My own personal homegrown yeast. I collected it myself and I sent it in. We actually asked him if you want to try it.
Yeah, I'll try it. Oh, in my face. Is it weird that I'm drinking, essentially?
It's only weird if it tastes bad.
Okay. All right.
I thought it was okay, personally. It's kind of fruity.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a cola. We'll leave that there. The essence.
It was funny because it's gonna do a taste test with Elizabeth Warren. But that wouldn't have been funny. We weren't even gonna tell her what it was until
really?
she
You just
drank
gonna
it.
make her do it? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I mean, it's weird, isn't it? It's just weird. Imagine turning up to a US senator and being like, do you mind just trying my beer to make sure it's good? And then she tries it. And she's like, oh, what's in there? Giving it that, you know, that little bit of extra at the back of the throat. Oh, that's my vagina yeast, baby. I'm surprised that Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips haven't thought of this yet to start selling their, like, juices in flavored drinks. Don't give them ideas, Amouranth. Keep in your own lane. Let's just move on from that. It's deeply disturbing. But moving on, we're going to be coming back to the UK. So we've got some very odd TikTokers here in the UK, haven't we? We're proud to not have these people. We are not proud at all. We wish that the UK did not associate with these people, but unfortunately we don't have a choice. And yeah, we've got Alabar, who I'm sure you're very all aware of. I don't need to go into detail about her. And we've got CLA. Now, CLA's been up to all sorts of shenanigans recently. That's a whole video coming out in and of itself. But yeah, we've got Alabar going on live stream and just doing some weird shit. Really weird shit. Like this.
I'm gonna cook.
Now, I just want to state, she's making that noise with her mouth. I don't know how. I actually am kind of jealous that I'm not able to do this. Like the... I don't know how she's doing it. It's got to be somewhere in the back of the throat where she's just opening and closing her windpipe like this, and it's just popping out these noises. I've never seen anything like it, but we continue. What the fuck?
No, go. Screenshot, bitch. Send it to me. Who's a naughty noo-noo? Who's a naughty noo-noo? My famous saying. My famous saying. Like, so famous. So, oh god, like, it's Hollywood famous. Like, so Hollywood famous. So. Right.
Could you imagine just being out and about, right? And then you just see that walking down the street, like, just hunched over, like, doing that towards you. You'd be like, what the fuck, freak? Fuck off. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. That's probably the most ADHD video I think I've ever seen, and I'm sorry to all my fellow ADHDers out there. I'm also ADHD, so don't worry about it. I take no offense. But that's some kind of weird shenanigans that you typically see from someone with ADHD. But moving forwards, it's absolutely nothing on CLA, Chelsea Lee Arts, right? She's an absolute scumbag. So I don't feel bad making this portion of the video. But she's been told, right, by her fans, and I don't know why she believes her fans, considering she posts her address online all the time and just gets sent so much random stuff. But she believes her fans for whatever reason. Fans, by the way, I use that term loosely. About as loose as Bonnie Blue's vagina. And she's been told that she's going to be making an appearance on EastEnders. Now, if you don't know what EastEnders is, if anyone that's not from the UK, it's a soap opera. It's a drama series on TV that's been running for ages. And it's based in London, and it's like, it's completely scripted. It's basically, if you can't get into acting, you go on the soaps, because the acting is god awful on it. But and also, like, only the demographic of like 40-plus-year-olds like EastEnders anymore. Sorry to anyone that's under 40 and likes EastEnders, but I'm just spitting facts. But she's been told that she's going to be making an appearance on EastEnders, and she genuinely believes it.
Message for the not famous one. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but lovely, you have not been invited to do a cameo on EastEnders.
Could you imagine just her turning up, Roots darling, Roots darling, you know, with that like husky smoker's voice she's got.
Believe how she actually believes that this is true. And to the people, listen, whether you love her or hate her, to the people who keep doing this to her, and I know people find it quite amusing because she believes it, I actually think it's a little bit mean now. But the fact she actually believes it is astonishing. And the people around her, I can't remember the lady's name who was in the box. Obviously, I don't follow these people, but it's all over the FYP. And because, obviously, I work in TV and I worked at Emmerdale, I've been tagged and sent this video a lot over the weekend. So just to make a couple of things clear, number one.
Before she goes into that, why is CLA actually believing these people? Like, surely if EastEnders wanted her as a cameo, they would reach out to her directly, and then she'd be like, why is she finding out that she might be getting a cameo through people online that aren't even verified sources of information? Like, that is my first kind of like, what is wrong with you moment. And then, obviously, you know, to then just believe it blindly is actually so stupid.
An exec producer from a show would never just send you a letter like that. One, how they even got your address.
Is that how she found out? She found... This is the issue, right? This is where the issue comes in. She gives out her address online so that people can just send her stuff, and then she gets sent random shit like this, and then just takes it at face value. I'm crying.
Two, it's always done via casting, and you would have to have some kind of management or an agent that they would then approach. Number three, the soaps are 6 weeks in front. And to do a live episode, which I know because I did one at Emmerdale, sorry, you are rehearsing for a full week more. So there is no way on this earth that EastEnders have thought, oh, I'll tell you who we're going to have to do a cameo. Chelsea Lee. It's not happening. And I think the people who keep doing this to her are a little bit cruel, because let's face it, she's made her own bed. It is what it is now with her. But the fact she believes it, and then there's people around her who are going, oh my God, that's amazing, congratulations, and it's just awful. You would think that before she even showed anybody, she would make a phone call, rather than just, you know, them feel embarrassed that it's not actually happening. And no offence, but of all the people in the world, they're not going to be asking the not famous one, one, she's a complete liability. Two, in what sense would they find anything for her to do on there? And they wouldn't risk the live episode. I don't know if you remember years ago, EastEnders did one, and there was a little bit of a fluff. I think, if I remember rightly, it was Ian Beale. Bless him. It's hard. Doing a live episode is really difficult. The channel have put so much money and time because it is a huge risk. And no offence, but as an actor, you get quite lazy working on TV. So doing anything live or theatre is really, really scary. They would not in a million years risk having somebody like her on a live episode.
I mean, with the state of the BBC, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually did. But could you imagine, like, the BBC pumping hundreds of thousands of pounds into this live episode and then just have Chelsea Liart rock up and just go, "Roots, darling," through the background, through whatever the square's called. I can't remember what it's called now. "Roots, darling, roots." Oh, could you imagine the scenes? I would absolutely love it. And it would probably have me watch that episode just to see that little cameo. Maybe they should do it just for that. Get the younger generation in, but I can't imagine. Anyway, moving on, we're going to take a look at Bonnie Blue. If I have to do it, then you do too, so I'm so sorry. But she has been obviously over in America recently doing all sorts of crazy shenanigans. But before she left, she was posing as a delivery person. Just delivering pizzas in London, as you do. I don't know what that's for, whether it's a stunt or if there's something going on. I have no idea. I just thought I'd share it with you because it was kind of crazy. But one thing that is, I don't like Bonnie Blue, and I don't like anything that she does. I think she's a bit scummy, but I've got to give her props for this. This was actually incredibly well done. So she appeared on the Bad Friends podcast. If you don't know what that is, that's the Bobby Lee podcast. Bobby Lee's obviously a famous comedian, right? And he does it with his friend, Andrew. They're hilarious together. I love watching, like, broken down clips of them just doing stuff. And, you know, it's just fantastic. But Bonnie Blue did make an appearance because obviously she's over in America. And I must say, she did hold her own with this one-liner that she delivered.
Your next one.
Well, the next one is like spring break. I'm
Yeah,
going to
I'm not
for a
gonna
week
go.
and then
You
go to
gotta
Miami.
go.
I mean, I will be inviting you to my queue because I do want the disabled.
Fuck you, yeah.
I mean, she did him dirty there, and I can't lie, it is funny, right? Like, it just is. But that's got absolutely nothing on this next podcast that she's done. Like, she's obviously trying to branch out to a wider audience now, like, you know, widening the net, as you would say, to kind of, you know, break out of just the UK. And obviously the US is a huge market to tap into. So she's gone over there to do her spring break stuff. I'm surprised Lily Phillips isn't over there just trying to chase her coattail, but it is what it is. But she has appeared on a podcast, and she has actually broken down the amount of people that she's slept with in total, right? People get so upset when when I say slept with. Like, why don't you just say had sex with? I don't know, like, it's just a term. I don't know if it's just a UK thing, but here we are. But she's given a round number of how many people she's actually had sex with in total. And I'm not going to lie to you, I thought it was going to be a hell of a lot higher than this, considering in one sitting in 12 hours, she apparently slept with 1,100 people, or 1,000 people, almost 1,100. Rookie numbers, really.
How many people have you slept with?
In total, must be about 1,800 now. I slept with over 1,000 in one day.
How many?
1,057.
Is there enough time to do that?
They had about 30 to 40 seconds in me.
I don't know how to respond to this. I don't know if that's a good thing. How many people?
I mean, those are just rookie numbers. To a stud like me, those are rookie numbers. She's got to bump those numbers up if she wants to impress me. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions on all of this down in the comments. What do you think of this little format, as opposed to just kind of talking about one person in particular, trying to break down a multitude of different crazy things? It keeps it fresh, keeps it light, keeps it airy, and it's not just catered to one specific person. Let me know what you think down in the comments. While you're down there, jump scare the hell out of that like button, subscribe if you're new, and until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.